What's up, guys? I'm John Borba. I'm here with Brandon Hunt.
Hey.
And we are here to talk about Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 7, called Time for After.
For time after.
For the time after. Okay, so this episode had a lot of similar themes as the last one.
Yes. Lots of internal struggle in between both camps.
Moral dilemmas.
Moral dilemmas, lots of existential crises.
Yes.
Going on. I think this is definitely the pressure cooker coming in and just making it, squeezing it tight.
For me,
if you will.
For me, a lot of this episode was retreading on something that this season has kind of been beating into these characters and, unfortunately, us, in my opinion, that you're constantly having to reweigh human life against other human life. So you're saying, oh, if these people die, these people live, and if these people live, these people die, just constantly.
Right.
And so you're seeing decisions like that with Eugene, and you're seeing decisions like that with Daryl and Michonne.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, I think one of the interesting things that I found in this episode was Eugene's story, in that his moral dilemmas that he's in right now, the one that he's stuck in the one that he needs to help in order to survive, is swaying his thought process in a way where he's like, I need to be a part of this now, otherwise I'm dead. But I need to feel like I'm part of something.
Yeah, I think he seems like he's really trying to beat his own conscience into submission.
Yeah.
He has these like moments where he's like stressed and breathing really hard, as you see in like the warehousey type thing when the walkers break in, and he's just kind of losing it. And then he walks in and he's shaking Father Gabriel, and he's like, "No, this is who I am." But I feel like that conversation is not one that he's having with Father Gabriel. It's one that he's having internally.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
To the point where he's doing something I've never seen anyone else do, which is drink shot glasses of wine. That was a really bizarre thing.
And then immediately barf them up.
And then just pound the whole
I
thing.
think the barfing is less about being drunk and more about being just like totally nerve-wracked.
Yeah, I think he's overcoming. And I also wonder, the vomiting thing had me a little confused because he wasn't drinking a whole lot before then, and so I'm wondering, is he suffering from, potentially what Father Gabriel is suffering from? Or
I sort of wondered if the girl had poisoned the bottle too, but I don't know if that's something.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of open-ending things there. It seems like it could go somewhere, it may not. But moreover, on the other side of the fence, we've got Tara and Michonne and Morgan and Daryl, and now the fallout of that at the end of the episode, as we saw that Rick is now dealing with. I liked a lot of that. I wish that there were more going on.
I agree. It seems a little heavy-handed on Tara's end for me. Like, I know she wants revenge for a lot of things that happened to her. But she seemed a little over the top in her thinking. But I'm sort of with Daryl's emotion in that he's a little bit tired of things not taking or things taking too long.
Yeah.
And Michonne is definitely, you can feel her inner struggle with wanting to support her man, but also like wishing her man would hurry the heck up. So that's definitely there, and we saw her kind of flip-flop at the end. So that's very interesting because she's fighting her dilemma as well, along with Eugene. They're both sort of like, what do? I don't know what to do. I want this to end, but I don't want to just be a total mass murderer. That's the struggle that they're having right now. It's sort of interesting that they're coming to this now because we've had 8 seasons of them just annihilating folk, with the cannibals, that was just absurdly low in terms of like their morality to some. So it's very curious to see how they're reacting to all this now at like literally the most intense moments of their lives. So
And it kind of is like things are relatively stable. Everything is kind of under control, and everyone admits that.
Right.
The strangest thing to me is that Michonne does seem to be the person who wants to cut the head off the snake and just jump in and handle it, but you know, her biggest dog in this fight is Rick, and Rick is the one who's saying like, "Hey, we've got this under control. You know,
Right.
everyone stay calm." And she is one of the people who's kind of,
do you know?
like let's just blow this up.
Yeah.
Now, I understand why she steps back at the last moment, but for her to be that character and Rosita, who had, you know, one of her love interests in the show, Abraham, get brutally murdered by Negan, and her at the whole beginning of the conversation be like, "No, guys, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
you all are crazy." Like, I almost feel like it would be more believable if those two had switched roles, especially with the character that Rosita had been. That being said, I think that there's a lot of cards on the table.
Yep.
I do think the prediction that we made that hopefully this Negan thing would be resolved by the mid-season finale is probably not going to happen
I'm
now.
starting to feel the same way, but I'm hoping we might be pleasantly surprised still.
We're all waiting for that time jump.
Yep.
And, you know, with next week being the mid-season finale, hopefully we'll get some answers. I'm really stoked on it.
Yep.
So stick with us. We'll cover it next week. And for all things Walking Dead, stick with IGN.
For Shiva.